You are tuned in to What Up Baltimore online radio. Please note that the views and opinions expressed on this channel are of the host and not of Lady J Media. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, What Up Baltimore TV. And if you really don't want to miss any of the shows, hit that notification bell and you'll get a message every time we come on. Now, we got it from here, so sit back, relax, and stay tuned.
I know you do, because that's what I do. I give you that kind of love that makes you come back. I'm your pusher, baby. I'm your pusher.
Why do you like this? Why do you push me?
Hey, little black boy, let me holler at you for a minute. I was once in your place, you should respect what I say. Some of the things I'm about to tell you just may save your life in a world where not much is right. Little black boy, you're gonna see and experience all sorts of things, but don't let your mind be locked in the chains.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Spitfire Poetry Shutdown. I am your host, John Hansboro. Today is July the 12th, 2023. I hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful day thus far. Man, what a week it's been so far already. I hope everyone is staying hydrated, staying cool, doing what you got to do to stay out of this heat. It's very hot just about every day the last couple days. So try to do whatever you can to stay hydrated and to, stay cool, right? All right. Listen, so today I was having some technical difficulties with one of my guests that I was having on today. I was going to be interviewing a published author named Ayana Pope, but there seemed to be some difficulty. So if she doesn't come on today, I'll definitely have her on at a later date in the this month. July the 19th. I want you guys to tune in from 7 to 8 o'clock. I'll have my brother Victor, CEO. Got some poetry that he would like to share with us on July 19th. July 26th, my guy Michael, I believe Michael's last name is Watkins. Let me make sure. But I call him Jesus Hype Man. That's my man, Mike Man, Jesus Hype Man. He is a wonderful, Michael Watkins. Look him up on social media. He's a wonderful poet. I met that brother about probably 5 years ago. I had been following him because he was doing a lot of poetry in different churches and different events and stuff like that. People would invite him to do poetry. And I reached out to a family member to get his information, and me and him I've been inviting him to my open mics ever since. All right, so you don't want to miss that. July 19th. And July 27th. All right. I'll have two awesome brothers on my podcast. Also, stay tuned for the next Spitfire Poetry Shutdown open mic. Shout out to everybody at Glory Days over at 1220 East Joppa Road. I appreciate you guys so much. My last event that I had there was June the 3rd. We had a wonderful time. It was a great turnout. I want to give a shout out to everybody who attended that. I thank you for coming out and having a good time with us. All right. On my next open mic at Glory Days, we will be featuring Isaiah Haynes the third. I haven't gotten a date yet. I should have a date within the next 24 to 48 hours. And I'll be putting that flyer up as well. Ladies, listen, my man Isaiah Haynes, on June the 3rd, when we had our open mic at Glory Days, everyone that attended that was a poet was absolutely awesome. You know, they gave a good word. Everybody was feeling great. My man Isaiah just blew us away with his poetry, and got some of the ladies all hot and bothered in there too as well. So I'm telling y'all, you're in for a treat on my next open mic. Like I said, I'll be featuring my brother Isaiah Haynes. You want to follow him as well on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. He is a poet. He's about to publish his own book as well. Very smart young brother, positive. Somebody that, trust me, you would want to follow him and listen to some of his poetry. Okay. All right. This show is being brought to you by Butterfly Entertainment. Butterfly Entertainment. All right. Go to YouTube and download and subscribe to the What Up Baltimore TV page. Please make sure you do that. Download the page because you're just
Awesome.
You're awesome. So look, every Wednesday between 7 and 8 p.m., I do my podcast, Spitfire Poetry Shutdown. I bring poets on. I bring spoken word artists on. I've added an author spotlight where I bring authors on and talk about some of their works that they've completed, some of the books that they've written, what inspires them to write, why they write, things of that nature. Also, anyone looking for a publisher, all right, go to Instagram, look up Four Authors on Instagram. They're a Black-owned publishing company. Also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I know she's on Facebook. I'm not sure about Instagram and Twitter, but I know she's on Facebook. Angela Edwards at Pearly Gates Publishing. This is where I published all three of my books. My very first book, Unusual Favor. Where is that? My very first book, Unusual Favor, was published through Pearly Gate Publishing with Angela Edwards. Shout out to Angela Edwards. She is an absolutely wonderful, wonderful publisher she's out of Houston, Texas. Really, really awesome publisher. She helped me to get my book published. She walked me through every step to get it on all of the platforms I needed on Amazon and anybody else that carries books. Also, what's the audio book and things like that. No, is it no, not audio book? What is the name of that? Audio. Shit, I can't even think right now. But Angela Edwards is an awesome publisher who will make sure that you get your project out the right way. You know what I mean? And also with Four Authors as well. Four Authors got so many hats that they doing. They do so many different things. Also, look up my sister, Anna Aneski Kamzet. Anna Kamzet. She does a live comedy open mic called Doing Too Much. All right. Look her up on Instagram, Four Authors, Aneski Anna Kamzet, and follow her. They got a lot of great things going on over there. Her and her husband, Victor, CEO, are some great publishers. And I'm telling you, if you want your work put out the right way and you want somebody who's going to push you and be there to show you what needs to be done, and they make your project a priority, they really do. even with all of the other things that they got going on. Whatever project you're doing with them, they definitely make it a priority. So shout out to them. All right, look, let's just get into some poetry because prayerfully, hopefully, Mr. and Mrs. Ayana, Mr. Pope and Mrs. Ayana Pope, everything is all right. I just haven't heard from them. Maybe we were having some technical difficulties, but I will be reaching out to them because I gotta have this young lady on the show, Miss Ayana Pope. So let me just really quick before I get into some poetry. I have to tell you guys a little bit about this young lady because I didn't even know. I'm sitting here reading her bio, and I had no idea how many books she already has published. All right. Her name is Ayana Pope. All right. Ayana Pope is the founder of Ascended Violation L3 LLC, was born and raised in the city of Detroit, Michigan. She is the author of 3 self-published books. All right, now look up these books, guys. Living from Fullness, Acting Empty, The Perfect Love Story for the Bruised, The Beast Hidden in the Beauty of Success, Meeting the Roles of Your Purpose, and her newest book as of July 8th, 2023. She just released her newest book, Symptoms of Greatness. Symptoms of Greatness. You want to look up Ayana Pope and get her new book, Systems of Greatness. All right. She also she hosts her own TV and radio broadcasts on her 2 established platforms through her company Silverline Radio and Paradigm Television Network, entitled Healing and Hope with Ayana Pope, where she uses these platforms to bring biblical truth and perspective to her audience. Ayana has dedicated her life as a believer to helping individuals through her business and ministry to heal. I like it. I love it. I love it. And in their lives and business thrive to shine in the light of all they are. In Jesus' name. I love it. I love it. So shout out to Ayana Pope. Congratulations on your newest release on your book. All right, guys, look up Ayana Pope. Go on Instagram, Facebook, anywhere you can find social media, and look up Ayana Pope. And you want to get her newest book, all right, Symptoms of Greatness, which was released. I'm sorry, is that Symptoms of Greatness? Yes, Symptoms of Greatness was released on July the 8th, just a few days ago. So, as always, my books are available on Amazon. You can also go on my any of my social media sites. You can email me at my name, John Hansboro, the number 13 at gmail.com. I can send you a book, mail you a book, however you need to get a book, I can get you one. That's not a problem. Thank you all for supporting me and following my shows and videos, man. I really appreciate it. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate it. Volume 1 and 2 of Spitfire Poetry, they are still available on Amazon as we speak right now. They are both available on Amazon. And also, my book, Unusual Favor, is also available on Amazon. Look out for Unusual Favor 2, Victory in the Storm, that will be released by the end of this summer, definitely. So, let's just get into some poetry, man. I try to stay as transparent as I can because I like to share any of my experiences that I deal with in writing and in poetry. I try to be as, how can I say this? Be as honest and open as I can. If you haven't read my book, Unusual Favor, you know, if you have, you know that I'm very open about a lot of things in my book. I talk about addiction and infidelity, things of that nature that my wife and myself dealt with, and how we were able to go through it and come out of it. All right. One thing that carries me is poetry. Poetry is everything for me. Is my therapy. It motivates me. It does a bunch of different things. It makes me happy. Yeah, it makes me happy, makes me sad, makes me laugh, makes me smile. But I love it because it's a good way for me to get a release of whatever I'm dealing with, and or some of the emotions that I'm feeling. Writing for me is the best way to express it and get it out in a positive way, whereas though I get some type of release or satisfaction from it. All right, so let's get right into my one of my favorite poems. They say all that shouting isn't necessary. This is a poem that I wrote probably 2013, 2013, 2014. If you don't know, I came home from church one day, and this poem was resonated in me. From the time I left church on the way home, driving home, I just felt the need to write about it. I was dealing with so much, and in a lot of churches, we do different things when we have a breakthrough or a release of what we're dealing with in our life. And when we go to these places, church, an open mic for me, it could be, a couple different places. When I go for a walk with my dogs, I get a sense of like a release, just letting go of whatever things I can't control that I know I can't control, and just getting into a vibe, a spiritual vibe or realm or something that just helps me to continue to go through each day. So I came home and I wrote this poem. They say all that shouting isn't necessary. And basically I was explaining what this was before I wrote my unusual favorite book. This was explaining the things that I went through in about a 2 to 3 minute poem. All right. All that shouting isn't necessary. They say all that shouting isn't necessary. But what have they been through that's colder than that month of February? See, I'm talking about news that will make your body ache. And it's out of your control, so you feel you gotta participate. It was all good just a week ago. Now I'm in the doctor's office and they planning my treatment though. My work has come to a halt, but my bills are longer than a tree star. I stand in line for aid and assistance. All the while I feel I'm losing my existence. The lady behind that desk looked at me as a stereotype, not realizing 96 hours prior, I ran a work site. I feel like my back's against the wall, so I pick up the phone, but who do I call? I was stripped of everything with nothing to spare as I laid on a cold, hard table and stared in the air. God, is this it? Will I see my wife and kids again? If I die and my babies cry, who will make them grin again? My life was saved, though it was full of sin. My doctor said, take a few of these and your pain will come to an end. But no, I must keep going. There's no time to break. But my back's against the wall. And the devil don't hesitate. When he came to me to convince me of my fate, I refused to be a victim and told him, clown, you're too late. When I realized who brought me through it all, my vision became clear as he showed me a picture of it all. He said, son, didn't I tell you I would never let you fall? It was then I decided to serve him in the midst of it all. So if you see me go crazy or start to bang on a wall, it's my way of praising him because he brought me through it all. All that shouting isn't necessary. All that shouting isn't necessary. And right around the time when I wrote that poem, sometimes when I go to church, I don't know if I know I've mentioned this before. Sometimes when I go to church, I frequent church a lot. Sometimes my wife is a worship praise leader at a church that we've been going to. And it seems as though whenever I go to church, sometimes, a lot of times is when I get um, a feeling of writing about something. I could take something from what the pastor was talking about or a word that he said and just go home and create something off of that. The last time I went to church with my wife was a few weeks ago, and I started to write a poem when I left. And I don't have it. I've got it, but it's not right in front of me. But I took it. I just basically ran with something that the pastor was talking about at the time, and something that he said just like again just resonated with me, stuck with me. And I started to write a poem about it. I think it was something like I don't want to say the wrong thing. But nevertheless, this is how I get a lot of poems that I create is because of maybe I was at church and I heard something, or I was in my car going somewhere and I saw something. I was watching TV and saw something. In my book, Unusual Favor 2, Victory in the Storm, I talk about how I got to be doing what I'm doing now with my poetry podcast, with the open mics, how I'm able to use poetry as a healing mechanism for myself and also for others. I never entered any like competitions or anything like that. I just didn't feel. I didn't feel the need to. I guess I don't know what that was about. I just felt like I wanted to just do poetry. I just wanted to spit my shit. I wasn't, when I go to open mics, I get inspired by other poets and stuff like that. It's not like I don't know. It's not a competition for me because when I go, I get such a feeling of relief from listening to all of the other poets. I don't think, and I'm gonna say this too. I do not think that there's a poet out there that I've heard at a live open mic that I did not like. And I say that to say, no matter who's on the mic giving their talking about whatever they went through, you can get something from just about anybody who gets up on that mic. All right. I remember as a child, my pops told me along when I was a kid, if you listen to a wino long enough, he'll tell you something that you can use. And with that mentality, I always felt as though talking to any and everybody was always a good thing. There's no such thing as, oh, I'm not going to talk to this person. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. You don't know that. Someone that you have no idea or would think that they couldn't give you any information that you could use has a plethora of information that they can give you, and you're judging them on how they look or what they wear to not be, I guess, successful in your eyes, so you don't want to hear what they got to say. Don't make that mistake. Don't listen to people, get different perspectives from people, open your mind, broaden that shit, think outside, inside, all around the box. All right. So I want to get right into poetry is my therapy. Yeah, it is. It really is. You laughing, but it is. Poetry is my therapy. It's everything for me. It helps me to feel absolutely
Awesome.
And I get a sense of relief. I know I say it all the time, but I really do. I do. So let's just get right into poetry is my therapy. Poetry is my therapy. It gets me through so much shit. When I put pen to paper, nigga, it gets me through so much shit. Pushing and pressing my pen, the ink is insulin. 6 units before breakfast. I count my carbs. I can't be reckless. Maintain a decent sugar level because if my shit drop, it could be detrimental. Poetry. That's my therapy. Back and forth to the dispensary. I need the right strain. What do you got for inflammation and pain? Terpene, asamine, I don't know what the hell you mean. I need that indica hybrid sativa. I need it. That marries a cheetah because everybody see a poetry. That's my therapy. Something therapeutic happens when I go to create. It's just something about putting the right word with the right line to make them both come together. Like you and your partner at the very same time, 2 souls sharing the same vibe, poetry. That's just my therapy. I press every day. Giving up is not an option. A devil going down today. You know me and that nigga, we stay boxing. He got me on the ropes. But I'm God, body, Ali. I hit him with the rope-a-dope. The champ is here. The champ is here. And I fight every ounce of fear. I just do it like Nike, the goddess of victory. You know she's in here. Poetry. That's my therapy. Sometimes that shit keeps me up at night. It's the little light in mine that keeps me up writing this one last line. I need it. I need it. I need it like the air I breathe. If I didn't have it, tell me, where would I be? I could have been serving a 1 to 3. My wife and kids could have buried me. But poetry is my therapy. Poetry is my therapy. Poetry truly, truly is my therapy. All right. I want to give you guys, I was just thinking about something and I want to give y'all some information on as well too. July 29th. Listen, first of all right, we got to give a round of applause. Let's give a shout out to Dr. Lady J Jenkins. All right. I have been on the platform of What Up Baltimore Online TV now for over 2 years. And it's been one incredible experience. So many different doors have opened up since I started this podcast. I was able to meet and get in contact and reach so many different people. And I think the coolest thing about it is that some of the people that I've reached out to in different cities, Chicago, Detroit, Mississippi, New Orleans, Atlanta, like some of the people that I've met and communicated with through my podcast, they're actually communicating with each other as well. They, I love the social media thing. I love to promote, what's the word I'm looking for? I like to promote unity, if that makes any sense to you. I share just about any and everybody's post on my posts, I try to uplift and support a lot of different people. I feel like, and I say it all the time, if you want to be blessed, you must bless somebody else. I like blessings. I really do. I like blessings. I like to be blessed. Yeah, I do. I like to be blessed. So I bless other people. I've realized by blessing others, you're constantly in a blessing realm, in a blessing field. You're getting blessings because you're blessing somebody else. You never know what someone next to you is even dealing with, So, and a lot of times the way that you may be upright in your walking is what inspires somebody else. So that's one of the reasons why, other than my family, why I do the things that I do. I want to help somebody. I want to push somebody else. I was in a position in my life where I thought I was in a crazy position that I didn't know how to get out of at the time. But with with prayer and just trusting, because it's not easy to trust him too. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not. Sometimes you get things in front of you, obstacles and things in front of you as though you feel like you can't overcome them or get through them. But poetry has always been there for me as of late to keep me sane and to put things in perspective for me that I deal with. But yeah, I kind of got off track. I wanted to share with you also on July the 29th. Okay. Save the date now. Listen to me closely. July 29th. Widow Baltimore Online TV will be debuting a new talk show that's coming to Baltimore. All right. Join Dr. Lady J for the live taping. This is free admission. The Downtown Cultural Arts Center, 401 North Howard Street. 401 North Howard Street. Cultural Arts Center, 401 North Howard Street. Also, this is brought to you by K.E. Mitchell Entertainment Group. On our show, on the What Up Baltimore platform, if you'd like to call in sometimes and give your perspective on some of the poetry that I talk about, or if you just want to conversate with me, talk about just about anything, give us a call at 443-297-4753. Again, that is 443-297-4753. July 29th is going down at 7:00. Live taping of a talk show. I know that this is going to be good. I really do. I'm looking forward to this. Go to Eventbrite to get your tickets for this talk show. This is I'm excited as hell about this because this is a big step and wow, this is a big step for What Up Baltimore. And just being a part of this platform and watching it grow is just absolutely incredible. And that's another thing that inspires me. So like I said, July 29th, 7:00. The Downtown Cultural Arts Center, 401 North Howard Street. Be there for the new upcoming talk show by Lady J and What Up Baltimore Online TV. Get your tickets on Eventbrite. Get your tickets on Eventbrite. All right? Make sure you get those tickets. Now, I want to share something else with you guys. I got a few more minutes. I got up early this morning to my coffee in a joint. My dogs get up soon as they hear the toilet flush. They want to go outside. I open their cage and they rush right out, pushing me straight to the side. I step on the scenery. I step on my patio to check out the scenery with my coffee in a joint. Yell upstairs to wake up my kids after my coffee in a joint. Really, I'm a tea drinker, but sometimes I just love the smell of that coffee in a joint. Don't judge me. After prayer, my day starts with coffee and a joint. At the kitchen table with my wife, sipping coffee and a joint. Returning my emails and answering my messages with my coffee and a joint. My cell phone rings, but I may not answer. I'm having my coffee and a joint. See, the little things matter. Life is precious, and the little things, they matter, like my coffee and a joint. Again, y'all, July 29th, 7 p.m. You don't want to miss this talk show. This is going to be big. And make sure that you can say, I was there at the live taping of What Up Baltimore Online Television. Make sure you come out and support. What Up Baltimore is doing wonderful things in this community. Lady J always got her feet to the pavement, bringing stories to you guys, sharing information with you all, and just trying to do things to help people. She's got so many different things going on. We have quite a number of different shows that come on the What Up Baltimore online TV network. So you want to just tune in and check it out. I'm guaranteeing you'll find something that you like. All right. So let's go with another poem that I love. And I'm going to just try this with not reading it. Just go off the top and see if I can get this all the way through. This one is A Year in a Pandemic. It's called A Year in a Pandemic. A year in a pandemic, even that is systemic. Largely affecting the black and brown. Maybe that's the reason they played this shit down. 2021, everyone in their bag. Black-owned businesses now the new swag. Ain't that some shit? I love it though. I ain't mad. It's time we build and support our own. Spending it elsewhere is really sad. Curfews, lockdown, storming buildings. The village of the privilege is on full display. You know it's nowhere in hell we can act that way and not get shot. Countries on antibiotics because of an infection. Going to take more than stimulus relief to keep people safe and off these streets. Money is too tight to mention. People losing their jobs with no cash in their pension. Feels like you're going to be robbed when you walk out the house. Everyone's face is covered in a mask, so you read their body language as they walk past. Vaccines are in demand. People on the fence about taking it, though. Want to make sure it's safe and they won't end up like Jane or John Doe. Are your kids going virtual to school? Are your kids going virtual? Are your kids going virtual? Are your kids going in person or virtual? Are their behaviors changing, making them antisocial? 2021 was a new thing. 2021 was a new thing. Racism and prejudice is something that's taught. I can't remember the rest of that. I wanted to be live with that to let y'all know how I do my poetry and how I like to go off the top of the dome sometimes. I have a few that I have memorized, of course, but some of the ones that I don't, I like to sometimes I carry them around in my pocket or something like that so I can try to get a good memory of what I'm saying, because I like to. There's nothing wrong with reading your poetry from your phone or paper or whatever, but for me, I like to know it inside and out so I can give you that extra feeling that comes with it when I'm spinning that poetry or when I'm remembering about when I wrote that poem. I want to give you that same feeling. So I use my emotions and acting and things of that nature right along with the poem to get you to feel what I'm saying. All right. Let me see. Let's do one more. Press. This was in my spirit for a while. This is called Press. This is for that person that's out there who's tired or think that they can't go on anymore. You're tired, you're frustrated, you're dealing with a bunch of shit, but you must press. You got to keep going. You cannot stop. You have to press. You got to pat yourself on the back, be around people, put yourself around people who want to see you succeed and want to see you fly as high as you can. Press. Press your way when you think it's not your day. Just think God woke you anyway to see a new day. Why waste it away? He could have let you drift off like a boat at sea, never to return, no ashes for the urn. Press your way when the adversary tries to keep you buried in negativity. Yeah, press your way. That's how you push a demon away. Forget all the scheming, gossip, no meaning, wasting your time. Who cares who's conspiring? Press your way. Your kids go through things that bring on some change. They talk about what they see inevitably. Just press your way. Don't go astray and have the enemy have its way. Have your mind locked in chains. Free yourself. No solitary confined. I'm not hard to find. You don't follow me? Who cares? But I eat poetry or poultry. The devil can't hold me. The pen is my staff, my only employee. I still press my way even when it's pouring. Because it always rains to wash away pains. Then comes spring. Things start to grow again. If you just press your way when it rains, it blossoms new things. Press. Press is a poem that I like to do when I go to churches. Press, forgive the saints, all that shouting. That was another one in press that I used to like to. Shout out to the I Am Woke cast. I want to share this poem too that I did in that production. Shout out to Anna Ineski Kamzet and her husband, Victor CEO. That poetical experience that I did with them was absolutely eye-opening. The more and more I think about it, it was such a good thing at the right time for me because it helped me to polish shit. It helped me to really get into my craft. Everybody that was a part of that production, everybody is serious about what they do, and that's what I loved about it. Everybody is serious about what they do, and that group of people that I met, and it was good for me to be around it, and it helped me and pushed me to set new goals that I wanted to do in my own path. But there was a young lady. Well, no, she didn't do this poem. She did another poem at that play. Named Mozart. If you go on Instagram, look up Mozart. She read a poem that I wrote called Justice at that play. And one of my poems that I do love a lot is called Lesson Class Seminar and Session. And I did this at this poetical experience. I did this poem at that event. It's called Lesson Class Seminar Session. Lesson Class Seminar Session. Just a few things my people are missing. See, you can't complete the job without the right tools. That's why they don't care what happens in our schools. They know you're not coming to a prayer teacher night. Your kid failing in geometry, but you got all the angles. Take that picture at the stoplight. Live a different life on social media. You don't want it unless it comes expedient. Lesson class, seminar, session, just a few things my people are missing. Financial literacy. What the hell is that? I'm glad you asked. Because you all invest your stacks in J's and handbags at zero growth and no return. In the end, nothing's earned, but you fresh to death with nothing left, waiting on your mother's next stimulus check. Invest in yourself so you make the hours. If you work hard enough, it's you that's empowered. Lesson class, seminar, session, just a few things my people are missing. Set a goal and stay focused. And when you reach that goal, set a goal and stay focused. Try your best to be consistent. Make the negative non-existent. He gave you a helpmate, but you chose the assistant. Lesson class, seminar, session, just a few things our people are missing. I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight to Spitfire Poetry Shutdown podcast. Again, shout out to Terrence Pope and Ayana Pope. I will be reaching out to them. I have to have Miss Ayana on the show. She is a published author, and reading her bio today just blew me away. I follow Ayana's husband, Terrence Pope. I had him on my podcast about a year ago, and I've been following the brother ever since. And he's another inspiration, man. His story is absolutely incredible, and what he's doing in Detroit is just absolutely amazing. So shout out to Terrence and Ayana Pope. I hope to hear from you guys soon. I definitely have to have you on the show. I definitely do. I hope all is well. Stay tuned next week, guys. July 19th. We got my man, Victor CEO, coming on to bless us with some jewels. You don't want to miss that. Also on July 26th, I got my man, Jesus Hype Man, my man, Mike Man. Jesus Hype Man. He will be on Spitfire Poetry Shutdown, July 26th. You don't want to miss that. You definitely don't want to miss that. That's that brother right there. What he does with words and poetry will send chills through your body, trust me. And a lot of his poetry is all about victory and God, things to do with the Creator. And he does nothing but poetry about upliftment, religious type of stuff. And it's absolutely, I'm telling you, he is incredible. You do not want to miss either of my next two shows, July 19th and July 26th. All right. Like I said, July 29th, you want to be in the house with us at 401 North Howard Street for the live taping of the very first What Up Baltimore online TV talk show. All right. This is going to be live. It's going to be exciting. You don't want to miss it. Congratulations to Lady J on all the new endeavors that she is doing. I have been riding with her since the beginning, and I'm here for the do it. I tell her all the time, I'm here for the duration, man. Let's do it. So look, if you want to be blessed, you must bless somebody else. I want to thank you for watching tonight. I appreciate you. Be safe and be vigilant. You want to be blessed? Bless somebody else.
Just wanted to let you know that the host of this show appreciates the time that you've spent with them. Now, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel so you can keep up with everything that we're doing. And most of all, thank you for tuning in to What Up Baltimore online radio, where the people have the power.